Hey there, LEGO fam. I'm Justin, and you're watching Good Life Bricks. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. I have another exciting, brand new set review for you. LEGO Star Wars 75402, the ARC 170 Starfighter. This released on January 1st of 2025, and I would have reviewed it days ago, except on the 1st of January when I went to the LEGO store, the lady right before me grabbed the last copy. I wasn't able to get one, so I immediately ordered from lego.com and it showed up today. We'll go ahead and do the unboxing, and I'll film a speed build, which will be linked to this video maybe the day after this video comes out, and then we'll do a full review and maybe a real quick side-by-side with the original ARC 170 from 2005 and the second one from 2010. So please don't forget, if you like the video, hit that like button for me. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any future content. Let's go ahead and dig in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this open real quick. There's thumb tabs on the back, so it should be fairly easy to get into. This is a nice box. I like the artwork on the front. Obviously, the ARC 170. You can see Plo Koon's ship. These minifigures are fantastic. Astromech R4 P44, Oddball, Jag, and then unnamed clone pilot. But the artwork looks great. And on the back as well, you've got the playset staged, and then it shows you the S-foil movement and the missile launchers. So it's a nice box. We've got 4 bags, a very nice looking instruction manual. I like this style of instruction manual, the all white with the brick shapes that LEGO's been doing for a couple years. I think that looks great. A somewhat extensive 13 sticker sheet and 4 bags. Okay, so we're gonna put this thing together. I'm gonna film the build so we can make another speed build video for those of you who enjoy it. And it'll be linked to this video, like I said earlier, within a day or so. And will also be available separately. So let's start building. Okay, so here's the finished build of LEGO Star Wars 75402 ARC 170 Starfighter. This is the 2025 version. And I'm impressed. I think it's a nice looking ship, and the nose, the front end of this, is by far the best of all of the ARC 170s. Now, it's smaller than the others, and we'll do some side-by-sides so you can see all 3 versions, but it is definitely a little bit smaller footprint. And so there are some compromises, I think, that were made. For example, under the wing, they gave you 1 long gun instead of 2. They used the missile shooter as the second gun. Now, in theory, that makes sense because, you know, you've got a second weapon right here. But the original build, the top gun would have been about this length, and the bottom gun would have, you know, come out to about right here or so. And so, you know, like I said, little compromises. Does it change it? Sure, it changes it. Does it make it worse? No, not in my opinion. It's a nice looking ship. So one of the things that's really cool is the mechanism to open the S-foils. Now, in the past, you had to turn this little crank, and it took several seconds to get it up and down. Here, you just do the slider, and they open right up and close again. So I like that mechanism. I like the looks of the engine from the top down. I think that's great. That entire section there looks a little bit cleaner than in the past. The front end of the engines look nice. In my opinion, this piece makes it look like it's supposed to. I can't get over the nose of this ship. And this entire front end is so solid. In the 2005 version, it was very weak throughout, and so it was really cool looking. This is solid build. This entire thing is really solid. I really enjoy this. It feels good. It looks nice. They went the extra mile with things like this is a printed piece, so you know, that kind of brings the coloration together. Little highlights, little pieces like these green lime colors here. And then when you open the wings, there's a sticker underneath there, so it gives it a little bit more character and depth. I love the dark red tips of the wings, the dark red engine accents, and the dark red line all along the fuselage here up to the nose. I like that they added the lime green touch on the bottom here. So you've got 3 cockpits, all of them open and stay connected, which was not true of the 2005, but was true of the 2010 version. It's a little tighter in here than in the past. So notice that the pilots kind of use the droid's shoulder as a headrest. So that's a little bit different. So that probably means you're removing the pilots before you're removing the droid. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. The guns on the back are on ball joints, so they move independent of each other. The 2005 only had 1 gun. 2010 had 2 guns that were connected, and they, unless you squeezed it really tight on the top and bottom, they would flop all over the place. These aren't going anywhere, so I like that change. And the minifigures, which we'll get to in a minute, are phenomenal, especially the 3 pilots. So all in all, I like that. Now, the cockpits have stickers on them. And these stickers, without being too negative about it, the one thing about stickers on cockpit is if you make a mistake, you're stuck with it unless you want to get a new cockpit and new stickers or something like that. So I'm not a big fan of putting stickers on the cockpit pieces. These weren't too hard to put on, and they are clear. All the stickers really on this are based off of a clear sticker sheet. But I did have to lift one of them up, this one up again, and now it's left, a little bit of that residue underneath there. I should have cleaned it before I put it back down, but we'll see if that, doesn't take care of itself over time. So in the interior, you've got a control panel here, and it's kind of hidden behind this footrest. So that's interesting. I think if they could have raised it maybe 1 or 2 1x2 bricks. That might have helped out. And then you've got, looks like an older school control panel here, but that's an appropriate one because looks like it maybe is more of a targeting type console. And then you don't have anything back here. So, and this is the rear gunner station. So I do like this cockpit area. Let's take them out and look. You see the trans blue pieces match up with the computer there. So that I think that's a nice look. I like those little details where they gain some consistency, through if it's stickers or pieces or something like that. Let's take a quick look at minifigs. So here are your 4 minifigures. 3 clone pilots. You've got Oddball, Jag, an unnamed clone pilot, and then you've got R4P44. And he also came in the 2010 version of the ARC 170. So that's a nice addition. It's good to have another newer version of him. These clone pilots are really well done. You've got a phenomenal helmet. I just love these helmets. A lot of great detail. Look at all of that detail, all that printing. Look at that end piece that sticks out, and it's just really, really nice. And then the pilots have what looks like kind of an orange gradient print to make the visor. So when the helmet is on, that looks great. They have all the same body, but something that nobody has really mentioned, if you look, as you're looking at it, the right panel over here, there's 4 dots, 3 gray or black and 1 red. And this one, the red dot is slightly higher. This one, the red dot is exactly the same line. And this one, the red dot is slightly lower. Now, it's not a lot, and it could just be a printing error, but I like to think that's enough to make it a unique body more than just a unique helmet. I think nobody else agrees with me, but I still like to think that. So I'm impressed with these clones. Each one of their helmets is unique. Jag has the blue, Oddball has the black, and then the unnamed pilot has the yellow and red. Anyway, just a phenomenal minifig edition. They are outstanding. These are some of the best clones that we've seen in a really long time. And I love it. I love this lineup. The ship is high quality. So let's do a quick comparison between the previous two versions. Not a deep dive, just a look, and we'll see what we think. So there's been a lot of contention in the LEGO community about the difference between the new build, which is right here, the 2005 build, which is right here, and the 2010 build, which is right here. So what are some of the main differences? Well, I think looking head on, you can see there's a major difference between the nose of the 2005 and the other two. 2025 and 2010 are more similar, but this one, in my opinion, is more stable. There aren't any hinge pieces like are in this one, and so you don't get any wobble in that nose at all. This is just a little bit. I like that. The other thing that I like better about this one is the ice skates on the engine. I think that looks more realistic to the source material. The size of these engines, I think, are a little more realistic on the 2010 model. And I also love this interior piece on the 2005. So I think they're really great. When I look at them right here in this shot that you're seeing right now, I don't see that huge a difference. I just don't think there's that much to really get upset about. If you look at the rears of these ships, we already talked a little bit about the guns. You have one gun here, and this thing just spins like crazy. This, two guns, and they spin in harmony. The one way to get it to keep from flopping around is just to squeeze it tighter, and it'll stay there. These are independent of each other, and they're on a ball joint, so they don't do a lot of moving. The ease from which you can move the S-foils obviously goes 2025's way. The 2010 and the 2005 version, you just spin this and they slowly rise. They're on rubber bands, so it takes a little time to get there, but it looks really cool once you get them there. This front cockpit on the 2005 version, it comes completely off. The other two tilt. This one also, these walls open up so you can more easily get the pilots and the droids in and out. This did not come with R4P44 in 2005. I don't know why. And then all of these cockpits are connected, as are all of these. No stickers on this cockpit. This is more of a smoky gray, and these are more of the old black, the brown, the trans brown old black. So there are some differences there. And then I think overall the wings are longer on the 2010. Maybe they're the same size roughly on the 2005, but the whole build is a little bit smaller. Is it that much smaller? I don't think it's that much smaller. It's probably 2 or 3 studs, maybe a little bit more. One thing that I've heard people complaining about is this indentation here. I actually think this is the most accurate build. If you look at the source material, it's not as much an indentation as it is a reversed kind of bowing, where it kind of bows in. So I don't This is not very accurate. I don't think this is very accurate. The way this isn't all that accurate. But if they had a piece that kind of curved in, that would probably be more accurate. So which one do I like the best? Well, I'll tell you what, and this isn't going to be a very popular answer. I have a decent sized collection, and I've been very fortunate over the years to be able to gather up a bunch of different Legos, and I feel very blessed about that because I just absolutely love them. I happen to be blessed enough to have all three of these ships. I like each of them for different reasons, but I like the footprint of the newest one the best because I want to display every set that I have. I can't, but I would like to be able to. With this being slightly smaller, it gives me more space to display more of my collection. For example, that empty wall mount that's sitting right there is where this guy is going to go. That's where he was prior to the 2025 version. So the 2010 was up there, and I have it angled and in attack mode and all that kind of stuff. And then he sits on a shelf behind the camera that I don't show very often. Well, I have a new area over where those helmets are that I'm starting to build out, and I may try to find a way to mount this up over there somewhere. I have some shelves that are going to go up there and a table and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how that works out. If I don't like it, if I think this is too small for that space, I may leave the 2010, but my plan is to put this one front and center because of the size. So for me, this one works for my space. Is it the best of all the ships? There are aspects of it that are. Definitely putting it into attack mode with moving the S-foils, way better in this one. These rear guns, better. The front, the nose, this is the best nose. I do question this. Why is this gray when the other two are green? I don't know the answer. It doesn't bother me. I've heard other people talk about how it bothers them, and that's fine. But to me personally, it's not that big a deal. I just wonder why they switched. There's not a lot of other differences besides size. Size is probably the biggest thing. So I'm not trying to refute any of the things that other people have said bother them. I'm not trying to argue about it. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just giving you my opinions. And these are just my opinions. So I think this is a great build, and it is the most durable of all of them. There's no play in this ship. I mean, it is solid through and through, solid. The Technic portion of the build, which honestly is a little less Technic than it's ever been, is the best, the most solid. These guys flop around just a little bit. Are they going to fall apart? Probably not. This nose might fall apart. This guy is not falling apart. But what you get with this, the 2010 and the 2005, is a lot of wing sag. So over the course of time, those rubber bands just can't continue to support the weight of the wings, and they just stretch out. So this solves that problem. I don't mind the rubber band thing. I think that's cool. Several of the X-Wings do similar things. The UCS X-Wing has rubber bands, I believe, and does a movement similar to this. This is an ingenious way to do it. So I think they're all great ships. They're slightly different. They're not enough different for me to feel upset. This is a slightly different version. It's got 100 more pieces in it, and it's slightly smaller, which means this thing is packed, which is why it doesn't flex and bend and move. I love that. You guys know this about me. My tent poles are displayability, durability, and accuracy to the source material. All three of these are accurate enough to the source material that's a wash. Durability, right here. Displayability, all three of them. So for me, the new one is the most durable. And if all things are equal, which I think they kind of are, minus size, then I'm pleased with the new one. So here's the thing though, I'm going to display all three. So that's my look at the 2025 ARC 170 LEGO Star Wars set 75402. This set is solid. It is a very nice set. Is it the best of all the ARC 170s? I don't know that it's the best. I think there's features of it that are better than the other ones, and vice versa. I happen to like the size of this relative to the size of the other two because it allows me to display more stuff in the space. So for me, this works out really well. But for you, it might not. It might be something different, and that's okay. I just think we can look at these sets and we can say we love this because of its differences, and we love those other sets because of their differences, and each of them has something that stands out about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was something that you found helpful and entertaining, and that it answered questions that you might have. If you have any questions, please don't forget to leave them in the comment, or if there are things that you'd like to see me do differently, let me know that. I love the feedback and appreciate any responses or comments that you guys give me. And those of you who have commented know I respond pretty fast. So if you like this video, would you hit the like button for me? That helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, would you please hit this little circle here and click the subscribe button? That'll help you not to miss any of my content, so you'll know every time I have a new video out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section, like I said, and I look forward to seeing you soon.